This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
I want to get everybody out there in the community.
Can't open for business, but not closed, to making a difference. The hairstylist ready for a brush with an effort to fill a critical need.
New coronavirus testing sites will open at locations across Indiana today. This morning, we're live at how the new sites will help in the battle against COVID-19.
Families get everything free, so they don't pay anything to get the items. Pretty much, they just have to show up.
Plus, clipping for a good cause. Working for you, we're looking at how these couponers are using their skills to help Hoosiers in need.
And, of course, it is 6 o'clock here on our Friday. Thanks for joining us on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey. Rafael Sanchez and Todd Clausen are social distancing and still working from home. Good morning to you guys. Rafael, thanks for joining us down in Johnson County.
Lauren, good morning. As I take a look outside of our living room, Cam, outside here at the RTV6 studios, no rain in sight yet, but I'm keeping a close eye on Todd Clausen's forecast, which calls for spotty rain showers throughout the day. Todd, a busy radar on this Friday.
Yeah, you know, we're going to get into some rain once again today, especially the morning hours, I think, today, Rafael. There's not a whole lot happening widespread across central Indiana right now, but we are dealing with some isolated downpours to the north. Lafayette, you've already gone through them, and they continue now to make their way off towards the east as they push towards Kokomo and into the Peru area, and you can see them here on radar. Logansport, Deer Creek, over towards Kokomo, Rossville, some spotty downpours. We've lost a little bit of the lightning. That's the good news. With these, and they were not severe, but nonetheless, they were providing some heavy rainfall. The main line of rain is still from Chicago through Champaign down towards St. Louis, and what you see near St. Louis is a lot of lightning and a lot of heavy rainfall now into southern Illinois. And that's where there's some thunderstorm watches. That's where the strongest of the storms are going to be this morning. We will miss out on those, but all this rainfall will start to make its way towards our area, and it will arrive probably in western communities by about 7 o'clock. By 8, 9 o'clock in the metro area with some heavier downpours, and then push off to the east, and that band of rain should be out of the area for the most part by the noon hour. After that, we'll transition to more just spotty showers across central Indiana throughout the afternoon hours. 60s and 70s this morning, so it's a mild start to our day. Temperatures go up to about 72 to 75 degrees later on this afternoon, a little warmer with the less in the way of rainfall that you see throughout the afternoon hours. So it's not a complete washout, but definitely, Lauren, I would have the umbrella handy if you're going to be out running errands.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look right now at I-70 traffic here, a little east of County Road 400 West. You can see traffic is moving along up to speed on I-70, both eastbound and westbound. And a heads up, if you're driving on I-70 on the east side, we do have the westbound lanes closed starting at 465, heading into the downtown area at the north split. However, the eastbound lanes are back open, so keep that in mind as you're traveling out this morning and over the weekend. Rafael.
So, Lauren, a big day here in the capital city. Today, portions of Indianapolis begin to reopen as the state continues to see COVID-19 cases. Here are the numbers as we have them this morning. State health officials confirmed that 634 new cases of the virus. Since the pandemic started, more than 26,000 Hoosiers have been diagnosed with COVID-19. The Department of Health also reports 26 new deaths. So far, 1,508 people in Indiana have died because of the coronavirus. Now, the state tells us about 40% of all intensive care unit beds in our state are available, and that's really the good news. And of 60% of the ICU beds currently being used, about 17% are being used by COVID-19 patients. Nearly 80% of ventilators are also available around the state right now. And Lauren, big talk about expanding testing across our state. So today, 6 new COVID-19 testing sites will open at Walmarts across central Indiana.
Yeah, and Rafael, they are operating on limited hours, and so our Kelsey Anderson is joining us live this morning from one of those locations with the details. Kelsey, good morning. Where are you at this morning?
Hey, good morning, Lauren and Raphael. We are at the Walmart on Keystone Avenue right now. And again, like you said, that testing is limited. So they're going to be out here starting today, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And because it's such a short period of time and to keep everyone safe, you have to have an appointment to come out here and get tested. So these sites are supported by Walmart, eTruth North, and state and local officials. This testing site is for people who meet CDC guidelines on who needs to be tested. That includes first responders, healthcare providers, people with symptoms of COVID-19, and those who are in high-risk groups without symptoms. Those interested in being tested need to visit doineedacovid19test.com to see if they're eligible for testing and to make that appointment. Those being tested must wear a mask and stay in their cars. For the safety of everyone, no walk-up appointments are allowed. Once you are registered, and this is what I think is different, you will administer your own nasal swab while a medical volunteer watches to make sure you do it correctly. Now, there are 3 Indianapolis locations, 1 in Greenwood, 1 in Canby, and 1 in Paoli. For more information on how to get registered and where these sites are, visit theindychannel.com. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
All right, Kelsey, thank you so much. After being closed for nearly 2 months, Simon Malls in Marion County are preparing to reopen. The malls include Castleton, the Fashion Mall, and Circle Center here downtown. Once the malls reopen, there will be several new measures aimed at keeping you safe. Social distancing, dividers, and markers will be placed throughout the malls. Occupancy in stores and dining areas will be monitored, and employees will be required to wear masks. Masks are recommended for shoppers and will be provided at no charge. Employees at 2 Central Indiana auto plants will return to work on Monday. The General Motors plant in Kokomo and the Subaru facility in Lafayette are set to resume production. According to GM, all employees will go through safety protocols, having a temperature scan. The Kokomo plant employees still reported to work during the shutdown as they were building ventilators for hospitals.
And Lauren, as the restrictions begin to ease in Indianapolis today, many small businesses will have to remain closed, including hair salons, possibly all the way through June the 1st. Working together, the dozens of employees who will be paid now to do charity work. Great Clips in Plainfield reopened with social distancing rules in place. The salon, like many other businesses, was forced to close following the governor's order addressing COVID-19.
March 24th, our money just stopped.
Right.
And our payroll is almost $200,000 every 2 weeks. So we were out of money. A week later, we started tapping in all of our lines of credits. You know, we racked up hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get us to here.
William Wright owns 30 Great Clip stores with 230 employees. About half work in the 15 salons in Marion County, which can't reopen until possibly June the 1st. Until then, employees will receive paychecks. In fact, Wright will pay his employees to work with local charities. He called RTV6 looking for ideas, and we suggested several groups, including Meals on Wheels.
And they were ecstatic. They absolutely would like for us to help.
Great Clips employees will be able to make food deliveries, or they can help package food boxes for families in central Indiana. Face masks, gloves, and social distancing will be required during those efforts.
The idea that companies like Great Clips are finding creative ways to utilize their workforce during this and to give back is just a win-win for everyone.
This is a time for us to come together as a community. I mean, we need to help each other out. That's how we're going to get through this. And thank you so much for helping me get that connection. It helped out greatly. Thank you.
Great Clips plans to begin its volunteering efforts next week. And by the way, every week, Meals on Wheels serves 1,200 families right here in central Indiana.
All right, Raphael. Well, Gleaners Food Bank's mission is to help make people's ends meet. It's especially important during the pandemic. Now the organization will be able to deliver more fresh and healthy food to people in need. The nonprofit group, the Conservation Fund, has awarded Gleaners a grant to improve its ability to store and transport fruits, veggies, dairy products, and other perishable foods. Leaders say with many people relying on Gleaners as their only source of food, providing those healthy options is critical.
Our distribution volumes are up more than twice of what they were before the COVID crisis. Some of our distribution points, including ours here on site today, are receiving 4 or 5 times the number of people that need food assistance. So we need to be able to continue to source good food, healthy food, nutritious food for them and get it to them as effectively as we can.
The money will help to finance things like mobile markets and refrigeration units. The Conservation Fund is dedicated to finding solutions, balancing environmental and economic needs.
So the stay-at-home orders have kept many of us at home, and maybe we've moved less and done less exercising. Well, the American Diabetes Association wants to change that, wants to really have an uptick in activity and have all of us with a new goal. Our Alyssa Donovan joins us this morning. Alyssa, fill us in, and good morning to you.
The Indiana Tour de Cure is just 3 weeks away, and now is the perfect time to sign up to run, walk, or bike ride the event.
I recommend during the pandemic registering for a race because that gives you something to work towards and look forward to, and it helps you keep yourself accountable if you're having a hard time finding the motivation to work out.
Corey Migrant, a fitness, nutrition, and wellness coordinator, has been preparing to run the event. She says it's not too late for you to get ready.
A training plan should have cross-train days, so strength training is really important, not only to build strength, but it helps you be a faster and more efficient runner.
1 in 10 people have diabetes, and 1 in 3 people are pre-diabetic. The American Diabetes Association is concerned that more people will come out of the pandemic with some type of blood sugar disorder due to all of the time they're spending being sedentary, which is why setting a goal now to participate in a race like Tour de Cure is so important.
Exercising is one of the top ways to lower your blood sugar.
And the Tour de Cure is virtual this year, so participants can create their own routes within their neighborhoods to ensure they're keeping safe social distancing. All of the money raised from the event goes towards diabetes research and local programming. I'm Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much. Groups across central Indiana are stepping up to help Hoosiers. New at 6:15, we'll show you how one group of women are using their couponing skills to help families in need. Todd.
And Lauren, we're dealing with dry conditions right now across most of central Indiana. That'll be changing, though, as the day goes on. There's a line of storms in Illinois. That is heading our way. With it will come some heavy rain and the potential maybe for an isolated severe storm. We'll talk all about it coming up in your Storm Team 6 forecast. The time now is 6:11. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on RTV6.
Apply online today.
Welcome back. The Rebound Indiana is showing you how groups are stepping up to help Hoosier families in need and where you can go for help if your family needs a hand, and you may need some scissors, Raphael.
And listen, so I thought we can have some scissors during the commercial breaks. We could help out this group because clipping coupons is one way to save money. But one group of women took this to the extreme.
Yeah, you could say that. Instead of couponing just for themselves, our Amanda Starantino shows us how they're keeping pantries stocked with staples that any Hoosier family may need.
Just take a minute to pray for all of our families in need.
Christina Huffine started extreme couponing with a personal agenda before she realized that she could use her skills to help others.
I was a family in need going to food pantries and realized I couldn't get like laundry soap, toilet paper, those kind of items at most food pantries. So I just started couponing. I'm one of those crazy couponers. I learned that I can get like toothpaste and some other items for free. So I got a little obsessed with it.
Her obsession became a drive to coupon for a cause, and that is how she founded Dotted Line Divas 5 years ago.
Families get everything free, so they don't pay anything to get the items. Pretty much they just have to show up.
Every family that comes to the Dotted Line Divas open pantry gets a supply of toothpaste, toothbrushes, deodorant, men, women, and kids shampoo and conditioner, body soap, cleaning supplies, laundry soap, toilet paper, feminine products, as well as diapers and wipes for families with infants. The nonprofit pivoted to a drive-through pantry to keep serving a community that needs their services more than ever before. Dotted Line Divas has been serving 100 families every month, but they have the capacity to serve another 100.
They're just pulling up, lining up in a line, and then we take a picture of their photo ID, and they would get a bag of the same items.
It's not just giving and receiving items, but we are here to form connections and relationships with people.
Amanda Mobley is also part of the Dotted Line Divas. She hopes their support will help Hoosier families cope with lost income or other challenges caused by the coronavirus pandemic.
We want people to be as healthy as they possibly can. And so when you have good oral hygiene, and you're taking care of your body, you're able to perform well at work. You're able to show up the best that you possibly can. And so when that basic need is met, we feel like people are able to then participate in other areas of their life well.
Working for you, Amanda Starrentino, RTV6 News.
Well, Dotted Line Divas stocks their pantry through couponing and the help of partner organizations and monthly donors. Their drive-through pantry is open the third Saturday of every month, including tomorrow from 10 a.m. to noon. We have more information about Dotted Line Divas and how you can help right now at theindychannel.com/rebound. The time right now is 6:16. Let's toss things over to Todd for a check of our Friday forecast. Hey, TK.
Lauren, good morning to you. Good morning, everybody. We're ending the work week with some showers and storms in the forecast. With that said, it's not a complete washout today, but there'll definitely be periods where there's quite a bit of rainfall moving through. So you're going to have to check the Storm Shield app or the RTV6 app. Find the interactive radar there before you head out. Here's a live look at Storm Team 6 radar right now. And we've been dealing with some downpours this morning through the northern portion of the state. They went through Lafayette and Monticello. They're now pushing in to the Kokomo area and towards the Peru area, Logansport, some downpours, but we've lost the lightning that was around earlier. So this is just some heavy rain that will continue to stream off to the east throughout the course of the next 15 to 20 minutes or so. It'll start to make its way into the Greentown area and then eventually over towards Converse and into portions of Grant County and the Marion area. As far as the main line of storms, you see that stretching from Chicago through Kankakee and now into the Champaign area. It's losing its punch, though, as it comes towards Indiana. So the strong part of this front in line of storms is down to the south. So we're going to avoid the threat of severe weather this morning, I should say, as you will have the chance later on this afternoon. But this morning, it's basically confined here down into southern Illinois, where you see those stronger storms moving in. As far as the timeline goes, about 7 o'clock here in western communities. By 8, 9 o'clock, some of the heavier downpours are approaching the metro area. They'll work their way through from west to east, and by the time we get to the early afternoon hours, that band of rain will be off towards the east. But this afternoon, while the coverage of the rain won't be as high as it is this morning, we'll still have these isolated storms and downpours that'll be making its way through the area. And it's those isolated storms that will have the potential to maybe produce a thunderstorm warning or two, or in the marginal risk for severe weather. That's the lowest threat category that we have from the Storm Prediction Center. Wind would be the main threat with some of these storms, and can't rule out the chance of some localized flooding, just because some of you saw quite a bit of rainfall yesterday as well. Temperatures right now are in the 60s across the area as we work our way throughout the course of the day today. We'll hold pretty steady with the rain this morning where we are, and then once the rain moves out and we get into some sunshine this afternoon, that's when temperatures will bump up into the 65 to 75 degree range, depending on whether you see more clouds or sunshine. Saturday, we start off near 60, but look at the highs as we go into the day on Saturday afternoon, all the way up to near 80 degrees once again. Tomorrow is going to be a day very similar to yesterday. There's a lot of dry hours throughout the day on Saturday, and just some isolated storms that I think will build in during the peak heating of the day. Then we get to Sunday. Sunday's like today with a front coming through, so the showers and storms are a little more numerous. A little cooler Monday and Tuesday, but back up into the 70s with quiet conditions for much of next week. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Here's a look right now at your commute through the downtown area. No crashes to slow you down here at I-65 and I-70 at the North Split. And the good news, as you're moving through downtown, if you're heading over to the east side, you can take the eastbound lanes of I-70. Those are back open now between the North Split and 465 there on the east side. But again, if you're in downtown right now, it looks to be smooth sailing for your Friday morning drive.
Some supermarkets continue to run low on beef, chicken, and pork. New at 627, we're working for you and looking into the bottlenecks and what might ease this latest grocery store crisis.
And if you know someone who's graduating this spring, call them right now and tell them that they need to tune in, watch GMA this morning. There's an epic celebration in store for the class of 2020, including a live commencement speech from Matthew McConaughey. All right.
That should be great. We'll see that at 7 a.m. right here on RTV6. But did you know that 1.7 million Hoosiers have pre-diabetes? RTV6 is a proud partner for this year's American Diabetes Association's Indiana Tour de Cure. And this year, it's going virtual on June the 6th. As you heard from Todd's forecast, it'll be a good day today, this weekend, to maybe go out and get some outdoor duties out there, run, walk, and maybe do some cycling. Good morning to Greencastle, Greenfield, and Greenwood. You're watching Good Morning Indiana on this Friday morning.
Keller and Keller.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. The time right now is 6:24. Here's a live look right now at our commute down on the south side. The interchange between I-65 and I-465. Everything here is traveling up to speed. No crashes to slow you down. All right, Raphael, it is time to talk about what is trending at 6. And I don't know if you have your monitor on, but I was finally able to get a haircut yesterday. It feels great. And hopefully, if you are going out to get that first haircut after the pandemic, maybe you'll tip your stylist a little more. I tried to do that since they've been closed for so long, but not this much. Wow, $5,800 in tips. That's what a barbershop in Denver got the first weekend it reopened from just one customer. The owner of Floyd's 99 says it was a new customer who started off by tipping his stylist $2,500. He says the man came back the next day to tip all of the employees in that store. So generous.
Those hairstylists will deserve it when they begin looking at our hair. Lauren, to answer your question, I had more hair gel in my hair last week, enough for 18 people. So
I believe it.
It's been one of those. But listen, it is what it is. So listen, this guy, he's driven to provide quality service. Our hometown hero on this Friday is Tracy Olson. He's worked for U.S. Foods for 20 years. The driver makes deliveries to nursing homes and hospitals. A big, big thank you to him and all of our essential workers. Now time to check our forecast with Todd Clausen, who's tracking some showers across central Indiana. Good morning, TK.
Raphael, good morning to you. Good morning, everybody. The rain throughout the morning hours has been up to the north. Lafayette, you saw the heavy downpours. They're now pushing into Peru as well as Kokomo. As you can see there at the top of your screen there in the center on Storms Team 6 radar. Temperatures this morning are in the 60s to right around 70 degrees in Bloomington. As we work our way throughout the day, there'll be a pretty good band of rain that's going to be approaching from the west during the morning hours. So this morning we have showers and storms moving through. This afternoon, everything becomes more spotty. As the storms become more spotty, though, they'll have the potential to become a little bit stronger, and that's why we are going to have the chance of at least a severe storm in the forecast this afternoon, but there are a lot of dry hours mixed in as well later on this afternoon with high temperatures that will eventually, once we get into those dry hours, top off right around 74 degrees.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Well, where's the meat? That's what many shoppers are asking these days as they struggle to find chicken breasts and steaks in local stores. Working for you, our John Matarese is looking into the growing meat shortage and found out when it might end so you don't waste your money.
First, it was hand sanitizer and toilet paper. Well, now some of the main staples of our dinner table, beef, pork, and chicken, are suddenly in short supply. Been to the grocery lately? Prices are higher and meat coolers are emptier.
Came in for ground sirloin, and that wasn't available.
That's despite signs now limiting purchases.
If you don't get here early, you ain't getting it.
Some Wendy's restaurants, the chain that brought us those famous "Where's the Beef" ads, are now running out of beef. But the COVID-19 pandemic has complicated the path from farm to your grocery.
Here's where all of our milk cows are.
Chad Griffith is a second-generation cattle farmer. He asks shoppers not to blame farmers.
I just want people to know, the supply issue, it's not the farmer.
Chad says he has too many head of cattle for demand right now. While he hasn't yet had to dump milk like some farms, prices have plunged for his fresh milk since schools no longer need it.
It looks like we'll take about a 40% pay cut.
Worse is the beef, pork, and chicken shortages as COVID-19 forced 30 meat processing plants to shut down.
It's going to eventually put a shortage of supply of meat.
Shoppers are finding beef and pork selling for over $6 a pound. A far cry from this 3-year-old ad showing eggs at 99 cents, beef at $2.79 a pound, and pork at $1.79. So what's the fix? Kroger CEO Rodney McMullen says shoppers can help by not overreacting.
Always tell them, buy what you need, but don't hoard.
President Trump, meantime, has issued an executive order reopening processing plants. One possible way to do that, disinfecting the plants with a hydrogen peroxide spray. That's what they're doing at Gleer's Geta.
These units kill mold, bacteria, viruses, and funguses.
But Chad says until meat plants stop COVID-19 from spreading, farmers will be stuck with too much product while stores face shortages.
Do you think things will get better soon or worse?
This is going to be a drawn-out process, and the longer it's drawn out, the worse it's going to be for everybody.
Remember, as long as supplies are tight, you can freeze beef, pork, and chicken for up to a year. That way, don't waste your money. I'm John Batteries. Good morning, Indiana.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now on Good Morning Indiana on this Friday morning, here's a look at your 6:30 news feed. An IMPD officer has been suspended and reassigned for comments he made after the shooting death of Dre'Jon Reed. The comment was recorded on Reed's Facebook Live. In the video, a detective can be heard saying, quote, "I think it's going to be a closed casket, homie," end quote, after the shooting. IMPD is not releasing the name of the officers involved out of concerns for safety.
The woman who killed 3 siblings when her truck hit them at a school bus stop is now appealing her conviction. An attorney for Alyssa Shepard says prosecutors did not prove she acted recklessly, and they also oppose her 4-year prison sentence. Shepard was found guilty in the deaths of 6-year-old twin brothers and their 9-year-old sister in that crash that happened in Fulton County back in 2018.
The manager of a Fort Wayne bank facing federal charges for the robbery of her own bank. The FBI says Kelly Krieger set up the robbery with Horia Malutin at the Chase Bank, where she was a manager last year on Christmas Eve. According to court documents, Krieger told investigators she was supposed to get half the money that was stolen, but only received a fraction of it.
And this morning, taking a look at the latest information on COVID-19 from the State Department of Health. 634 new cases of the coronavirus were reported Thursday. Since the pandemic started, more than 26,000 Hoosiers have been diagnosed with the virus. The Department of Health also reported 26 new deaths on Thursday. That pushes Indiana's death toll past 1,500 confirmed deaths. Welcome to Good Morning Indiana. Sorry, Lauren.
Sorry, Raphael. We got one more story for you. It's not good news. Another COVID-19 related setback for summer fun. This is from the city of Shelbyville. It says it won't reopen its Meridian Park Family Aquatic Center this year. Shelbyville's mayor and park board says there were too many obstacles to overcome this in order to get this open and get the public safe. The city says it had to make a decision now because of the time it takes to get the pool and the splash pad ready. Well, we want to welcome you into Good Morning Indiana now. Raphael, I want to send it down to you now in Franklin. Any rain showers in your area yet?
So I apologize. I was overly excited. Always on a Friday, end of a week. It's been a great week for us. Social distancing. Of course, as I look outside of my living room cam, it is cloudy, but the sun, Todd Clausen, is trying to break through. But will it?
Yeah, for the most part, we'll have clouds around, Raphael. It may break through at times for what I call filtered sunshine, where it's not the bright blue sky, but definitely you can feel the warmth from the sunshine. And then we'll also have to deal with some rain. We've been dealing with some rain in parts of central Indiana this morning, up to the north. In portions of Lafayette, we've had some downpours, and now they're making their way off towards the east a little bit. So we'll zoom in here just south of Kokomo, and you can see some heavier downpours should make your way into eastern portions of Clinton County through the Frankfort area up towards Kokomo. There is some downpours, and then into Miami County and Peru. We're dealing with some rain, but no lightning. The main line of showers and storms is off to our west. We'll avoid the storms, I think, for the most part here throughout the morning hours as this band of rain comes through. I think our storm action will probably be later on this afternoon on an isolated basis. But everything that works through this morning, and it'll be a fairly wet morning for most of us, will be generally just some rainfall. But by 1 o'clock, that line of rain is off to the east. We get into some hazy sunshine, and that'll start to flare up some additional storms. We're in the 60s right now, and these temperatures, while the clouds are in place and this rain moves through, will stay pretty steady this morning. And then once we get into the afternoon hours, that's when we'll start to see the temperatures moderate as the rain showers become a little more spotty.
All right, Todd, thank you. Let's take a look right now at your Friday morning commute as you're heading out on the roads. This is a live picture of I-70 near the Sam Jones Expressway. You can see traffic there. Still pretty quiet, though, this morning. No major issues to slow you down. Of course, we'll continue to keep you updated this morning as you're heading out there on the roads and let you know if there are any delays. Raphael?
Yeah, one of the biggest priorities in this moment is to expand testing, and today 6 new drive-through COVID-19 testing centers will open at Walmart locations across central Indiana. Our Kelsey Anderson is live this morning with the very latest on this. And Kelsey, you were telling us that these centers will have limited operating hours. Fill us in.
Hey, Raphael, good morning. That's right. They will be limited hours, and we are here at the Walmart off Keystone Avenue. I'm going to have Jonathan kind of pan and zoom that way. You can see that's where they're setting up over there by the pickup center. On that side of the Walmart. And again, yeah, they are going to be shorter hours from 7 to 9. And this is just on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And because it's so short hours and for the safety of everyone, it is by appointment only. The sites are supported by Walmart, eTruth North, and state and local officials. This testing site is for people who meet CDC guidelines on who needs to be tested. That includes first responders, healthcare providers, people with symptoms of COVID-19, and those in high-risk groups without symptoms. Those interested in being tested need to visit doineedacovid19test.com to see if they're eligible for testing and to make an appointment. Those being tested must be wearing a mask and stay in their cars. For the safety of everyone, no walk-up appointments are allowed. Once you're registered, you will administer your own nasal swab while a medical volunteer watches to make sure you do it correctly. Now, there are 3 Indianapolis locations, 1 in Greenwood, 1 in Canby, and 1 in Paoli. So for more information on those testing sites and how to get registered, head over to theindychannel.com. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Kelsey, thank you. We're also continuing to track the very latest on Indiana's unemployment system to make sure that it's working for you as it should. First, we want to get an update on the unemployment claims filed in our state. On Thursday, the Labor Department announcing more than 30,000 Hoosiers filed for unemployment benefits just last week. The department also revised the previous week's number, decreasing it slightly to just over 42,000 people who filed for unemployment. In the 8 weeks since businesses started cutting back, more than 650,000 Hoosiers have filed for unemployment. Well, we are hearing that some people who filed for benefits back in March, they're still waiting. A spokesperson says the Department of Workforce Development has hired an additional 160 people to work in its call center and tripled the number of claims investigators. There's also a video with information on error messages that you may receive. It's on the department's website. You can find a link to all of that information on our website, theindychannel.com. Now, meanwhile, businesses now have more time to return their rescue loans to the government if they want without a penalty. The Treasury Department says that Small Business Administration extended the deadline to May 18th. The change will mostly affect larger businesses who got the money through the program early on. The SBA also says business owners who borrowed less than $2 million from the PPP likely won't face an audit. The Forgivable Loan Program allows small businesses to cover up to 8 weeks of payroll costs, mortgage interests, and other expenses. It is meant to help keep employers keep their employees on the board. Raphael?
The time now is 6:36 here on Good Morning Indiana, and the state's Attorney General, his 30-day law license suspension, that begins on Monday. But on this Friday morning, Curtis Hill is challenging a portion of the COVID-19 order right here in Indianapolis and also Marion County. The Attorney General, he sent a letter to Mayor Joe Hogsett as well as to Dr. Virginia Kane. She leads the Marion County Health Department. In that letter, Hill claims the Marion County's continuing restrictions on in-person religious services, he says, is unconstitutional. So starting today, gatherings of up to 25 people are allowed in Marion County. But unlike the state's COVID-19 reopening plan, that limit also applies to houses of worship. In that Thursday letter, the Attorney General calls the limit unlawful religious discrimination. That's according to the Attorney General. Now, here is the response to Mr. Hills from the mayor's office. It says, Dr. Kane's order reasonably concludes that entities that gather people together for the purpose of in-person interaction pose a greater communicable disease threat than retail stores that one enters to make a purchase and then leaves. The statement goes on to say, it would be our hope that the acting Attorney General and his staff will engage in a dialogue with the Marion County Public Health Department and reconsider their position. Also new this morning, today is a deadline for legal briefs to be filed to the Indiana Supreme Court on a request for clarification about the suspension of the Attorney General. Specifically, Governor Holcomb wants to know if Curtis Hill is automatically disqualified from holding the office once the suspension of his law license takes effect next Monday. The Supreme Court announced a 30-day suspension of Hill's license over allegations of sexual misconduct involving a state lawmaker and 3 other women. But the court did not address the question of whether that suspension means that Hill had to be removed from office. Hill says his chief of deputy will be his temporary fill-in until his law license is reinstated.
Well, here's one way you can stay in shape while staying at home. Next, we'll show you how you can get back on your bike and at the same time give some help to a great cause. The time right now is 6:38 on your Friday. Stick around. We'll be right back.
For just $1, only at Hardee's.
Welcome back. So, Raphael, one of the challenging things from this pandemic has been finding a way to exercise from home. But we do have a good excuse to go in the garage, dust off the bicycle, get outside, and it's all for a really great cause.
And this really is a great charity. The American Diabetes Association's Indiana Tour de Cure is just 3 weeks away, and it's not too late to register, to train, or to even participate. Our Alyssa Donovan joins us this morning with the latest details on this. Alyssa, good morning.
Spending so much time at home during the pandemic may have impacted your motivation to eat healthy and work out. Well, now is your chance to set a goal to keep yourself motivated and accountable. The virtual Tour de Cure is on June 6th. Participants can walk, run, or bike the event and create their own course to safely social distance. 1 in 10 people have diabetes and 1 in 3 people are pre-diabetic. The American Diabetes Association is concerned that more people will come out of the pandemic with some type of blood sugar disorder due to all of the time they're spending being sedentary, which is why setting a goal now to participate in a race like Tour de Cure is so important. Corey Migrant, a fitness, nutrition, and wellness coordinator, has been preparing to run the event. She says it's not too late for you to get ready.
A training plan should have cross-train days. So strength training is really important, not only to build strength, but it helps you be a faster and more efficient runner.
All of the money raised from Tour de Cure goes to local programming and diabetes research. If you'd like to register and participate, you can go to our website, theindychannel.com. We have a link for you there. I'm Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Alyssa, thank you for that report. We do want to get to some breaking news we're following right now from the northeast side. Here is a live look from our photographer at the scene. This is 38th Street in North Keystone. Police there say they were called to a scene earlier this hour. That's where they found a person with a gunshot wound. Police tell us the victim was awake and breathing when they were taken to the hospital. So far, that's about all the information we have right now. Of course, we'll continue to work and find out more for you, and we'll bring you updates as soon as they come into the RTV6 newsroom. Raphael?
Lauren, thank you. COVID-19 is hurting Hoosier families far beyond food and money. Coming up next, we'll introduce you to an organization desperately needing donations to help new moms. But first, the big question of the day, what are our rain chances? TK knows. Fill us in.
Yeah, Raphael, those rain chances, they're going to ramp up here throughout the course of the morning hours and then kind of decrease as we get into the mid to late afternoon. As you see here, they're at their peak late morning, early afternoon. The line of storms right now is off to our west, but approaching the state of Indiana. We'll talk all about them coming up in your Storm Team 6 forecast. The time now is 6:44. We're back in just a couple minutes.
Channel.com/rebound.
It's 6:46. The coronavirus pandemic has led to a decline in donations beyond just food and money. So the Rebound Indiana is connecting you to ways that you can step up to help other Hoosiers in need. One item that can make a really big difference for families is breast milk. Antibodies in it help babies to fight viruses and bacteria. And that's why the Milk Bank is hosting a milk drive to help babies who need the milk the most. We spoke to one mom who gave birth to her youngest 6 weeks ago. She's making more than enough breast milk, so she decided to donate some.
I am a pediatric nurse, and I've seen firsthand what the donated milk can do for those vulnerable babies that we care for. When you know that you're helping someone else, it just feels really good, and especially right now with everything going on.
Because of the pandemic, donors will have minimal contact with staff members. Donors wait in their cars until they're called, and everything is sanitized before and after to keep things as safe as possible. That milk drive is this Monday, May 18th from 10 to 1 at Hancock Health Gateway Services in Greenfield. For more information on how to pre-register, you can just go to theindychannel.com and click on that story.
So, Lauren, on this Friday, let's keep working together. There's also a big need for donations of diapers and other items for babies born to mothers behind bars. The Indiana Women's Prison is home to the Officer Breanne Leith Memorial Maternal Child Health Unit. Now, that program is for pregnant offenders who have short sentences. When donations slow down, a call for help proved to be successful.
We're just so incredibly thankful that in the midst of such a trying time, when everyone feels so stressed and just so hassled by everything that's going on, to see people really give of themselves and of their time and their energies for someone else is really touching.
The program was recently named after a fallen IMPD officer, Breanne Leith. As you may recall, she was shot and killed in the line of duty last month. She also served as a correctional officer in that nursery. The unit still needs many donations. For more information, go to theindychannel.com and click on this story to get all the details. But now we turn to our Todd Clausen, who is tracking some rain on the radar as we head into the weekend. Good morning, TK.
Hey, Raphael, good morning. We've been dealing with some downpours across parts of central Indiana. They've all been to the north so far this morning, and that's where they continue to fall. But we'll all kind of get into more and better rain chances as we work our way into the rest of the morning. So we'll do a little bit of a tour here for you using Storm Team 6 radar. There's a band of heavier rainfall that stretches from Kokomo down towards the Kempton area. This is going to be heading towards Greentown and eventually over towards the Windfall area. And then as we slide off towards the west, Lafayette, you're basically done with the rainfall for right now, but there's more rain just entering the state here near Covington as well as the Williamsport area, and this is all sliding off towards the east, so it's eventually going to be making its way into Covington as well as Williamsport and Pine Village as we get just past the top of the hour. And as you look at this band of rain, you notice a couple things. You notice it weakening a little bit here from Chicago down towards Champaign as you look over the last 3 hours. The stronger storms are definitely down towards the Effingham area in Illinois, and you notice the direction that they're going. They're kind of diving down towards the southeast. So we're going to avoid, I think, the threat of seeing severe weather with this band of rain that is coming through this morning. There could be a few heavier downpours and definitely some rumbles of thunder, but I think the better storm chances are actually going to be later on this afternoon and into the evening hours. So this morning we'll deal with periods of rain. Could be heavy at times as this band makes its way through the area, but by about 1 o'clock the steady rainfall is tapering off. We're left with just some spotty storms this afternoon and this evening, so there will be dry hours. With that said, the spot storms this afternoon and this evening are the ones that could be the ones that produce a little bit of severe weather, where there are marginal risk there on the eastern side of the state and down to the south. The main threat by far would be some gusty winds, and can't rule out the chance of maybe a little bit of small hail, but I think winds and some heavy rainfall are going to be the two main issues. Temperatures right now are in the mid-60s. We stay in the mid-60s throughout the morning hours, and then once we get into a little more in the way of drier conditions this afternoon, we will see the temperatures rebound back up into the mid-70s. Tomorrow near 80, a lot of dry hours on Saturday. Sunday a little wetter at 75, but here's TrueCast quickly as you look throughout the day on Saturday, and you can see there's a lot of dry hours throughout much of the day. It's not really till the peak heating of the day that we build in some isolated storms. So I definitely wouldn't cancel outdoor plans if you do have them tomorrow. Get out there and enjoy the warmth. Just know that there will be some spot storms out there. And then next week looks pretty quiet, just a little bit cooler with highs in the 60s and 70s.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Well, we are wrapping up the morning with some good news, and it's certainly good news if you're looking forward to making some peach cobbler this summer, or maybe eating some. We'll let you know where you'll be able to find a sweet truck when it comes to our area soon. We'll be right back.
Airing Hoosiers only on RTV6.
Well, it is Good News Friday time in Raphael. If you like your peach cobbler, maybe a fresh peach pie, there's a truck coming to our area this summer that's right up your alley.
And so many people are looking forward to the visit from the peach truck. The truck brings some fresh Georgia peaches directly from Georgia farmers. Now, it's scheduled to stop at a number of locations right here in central Indiana beginning next month. Now, because of the pandemic, you must place a pre-order, and employees are following social distancing guidelines. To find out when that peach truck will make a visit near you, visit theindychannel.com.
Sounds good. Well, with a little bit of ingenuity and a lot of plastic, an 85-year-old great-grandma can now hug her loved ones for the first time in months. Carly Marinaro of Rockford, Illinois, built this hug time machine that allows her kids to safely hug their great-grandma. The frame is PVC pipe and the plastic is from window insulation kit. Very creative. The contraption allowed Carly's grandmother, Rose Gagnon, to hug those kids for the first time in 2 months. Love that.
Love the creativity. And we all love our grandmas, too. Love that, love that. So, as you know, Lauren, the hockey season, of course, has been put on hold due to COVID-19. So in Canada, oh, Canada, some fans in one neighborhood have created their own penalty shots. The key word here is shots, which have become very popular. Take a look.
Okay, play the game.
What's it say? It says pick me up, dude. No way. Not with you. I'm not picking that up.
Would be up to my line.
So you don't talk.
I would never worry about hurting Susie.
Oh, if you pick up the puck in the crease, that's a penalty shot. Ben? Nice! Hey, what's up, guys?
Oh, we love Canada. Now, that's my kind of penalty shot. I know a tequila shot or two. Vanessa Luke Catton has posted several of these videos on TikTok, delivering pre-made and socially distanced penalty shots to their neighbors. If you're going to do the shots, remember to drink responsibly, especially on this Friday. I think we could all use a round of shots. Just saying.
Oh, my goodness. TGIF. On that note, we got to check in with Todd. Todd, we're going to focus on the good news. It's going to be warmer this weekend.
Yeah, you know, it is going to be warmer. Temperatures will be in the 70s today all the way through the weekend. Some rain this morning into early afternoon, then just spotty for the remainder of the afternoon. And as we get into tomorrow, there's a lot of dry hours mixed in for the day tomorrow with a high of 78.
We're back in 25 minutes and all throughout Good Morning America.